Traveling to Europe can be one of the best adventures of your life, but when it comes to packing, it can be one of the worst nightmares of your life. Whether you've been to Europe 12 times, whether you've been 1 time, this video, I'm gonna give you the 10 best packing items for your Europe trip. What's up, you guys? My name is Luke, and having been to different countries in Europe, and in 2 weeks, I'm going to Europe for 2 months with my wife and visiting 11 new countries, I have done my due diligence and experienced the best packing list items for you. There are 20, there are 30, there are 50, there's many things I could say, but stay to the end of this video because I have narrowed it down to the 10 best packing list items. When it comes to Europe, there's so many different ways you can do a trip, whether that's through backpacking for a month, whether that's a 10-day trip to one country, or you're visiting 20 different countries. This video is going to apply to everyone, which is why I've narrowed it down to just 10 items that are going to benefit all of you guys and help you have a successful trip. The first thing that I have on my list is a universal converter for charging your phones and charging your devices. You're gonna want one of these because the plugs that you're going to find in the different European countries are most likely different from what you have at home. And if you want to be able to charge your phone, laptop, whatever it may be, camera, you will need one of those, or you're going to have to find one in your country, but it's so much better to just have them and be prepared for when you get there. You don't have to go search for it that first night in that country. You're gonna wanna get a universal one. That way it's going to work in multiple different countries. You don't have to worry. I do a little bit of research on it. Nice thing is they're easy and they're relatively cheap. So I'll put a link down in the description. If you haven't got one of those, for sure get one before you head out to Europe. Okay, number 2 is super important. It's not gonna be something physical that you're going to bring in your suitcase. It's on your phone. Most of these cities that you're going to be visiting in Europe are foreign to you. It's gonna be hard to get around. So what you're gonna do is go onto Google Maps, whether you're visiting Vienna in Austria or Paris in France. You're gonna search that city in the search bar. What you're gonna do is swipe over to the right, and I'll show you right here, and you're gonna click download offline. So what that's gonna be able to do for you is if you don't have some sort of data while you're there, maybe because too many people are using it or your phone just doesn't have good service where you're at, you don't need service. The map will be downloaded so you'll have access to all the transit routes, restaurants, tourist destinations, all of that. It's absolutely huge. You're never gonna be lost and you'll always have that, which is super nice. Along with that is also Google Translate. If you're going to countries where you don't speak that language, it's a smart idea to go ahead and download that language in Google Translate in that app. That way, if you ever need to communicate with someone and you don't speak the language, you can go ahead and do that. Super easy. Number 3, and this is going to totally depend on what kind of trip you're doing, but I recommend bringing towels. If you're doing Airbnbs, go look at what is included in your Airbnbs. Some will not include towels. And if you want to shower, you're probably going to need that. And it's super nice to bring your own microfiber one, whatever one you find on Amazon. I'll have one linked below. That way you're staying clean and you're not worrying about being dirty because you're gonna need a towel. And that's for if you're in an Airbnb, and especially if you're staying in hostels, a lot of them will not have towels and you should be bringing your own unless you wanna be stinky. Totally up to you. Okay, the next thing I have for you guys is luggage locks. In Europe, there's gonna be theft, there's pickpocketing, there's all sorts of things that can go wrong. So it's super important to get luggage locks. It's gonna go in between your zippers, that way no one can open the bags, so you're gonna be set there. The next thing is as long as you have those luggage locks, people can still steal your items. So what you're gonna do, and I highly recommend, is get some air tags. Put those in each different bag, and you're gonna be set. Even if some bozo comes and steals your thing and runs away with it, you're gonna know exactly where it is. You're gonna get your luggage back eventually. On that same note, make your luggage recognizable. There's so many bags that look super similar and it's really easy to get them mixed up, whether that's you or someone else. So what I do personally is I put a bright green ribbon on the handles of my bags. That way, I always know and can easily spot and find where my luggage is. So that's another small tip for you guys. Before moving on, tell me something down in the comments that you've brought to Europe that I haven't already mentioned that you feel like has massively helped you to have successful trips. Okay guys, this next one might seem stupid, but it is legal documents. You're gonna need your passport, of course, and the other things could vary depending on the countries you're going to. But not only bring that, but also have copies. It's super easy to overlook that and not even think about that, but there's so many things that can go wrong, even if it's just a 1-week trip or a 3-week trip. It could get stolen, lost, all those things like we've mentioned. So make some copies, some paper copies that you can keep with you elsewhere, and some things that you can have on your phone that can help you out in a pinch because you never know what is going to happen. Okay, for this next one, this is my personal opinion, and again, it could depend on what kind of trip you're going for in Europe. But in my opinion, do not bring big bags, big luggage with wheels and rolling suitcases. They are a nightmare to carry, and often there's not elevators in Europe, especially if you want to go to the cool places like Positano, Italy, all those fun places. You're not gonna have elevators, so good luck climbing flights and flights of stairs with these big suitcases that have wheels and are not convenient to carry. For me, for this next big trip I'm gonna do, we went ahead and we have Cotopaxi bags. We looked at Patagonia, Cotopaxi, some other ones, and these ones were the ones that are going to suit us better. They are backpack style. So we can wear them. Sure, they're gonna be heavy, but it makes it super convenient to travel because we are going to city to city to city. And for you, unless you're going to go to one destination and sit there, which I'd say that's the minority of European trips, then sure, get a big suitcase with wheels. But if you're gonna be hopping around city to city, it's probably not the best choice for you. So in my opinion, these Cotopaxi bags are great. They're super conventional. They have a pocket on the bottom. You can put your dirty clothes there, whatever you want. They have pockets on the sides. And when you open it, they have pockets on the inside as well. Tons of room, tons of different options. Plus, I think they're pretty cool bags. They look cool. And in my opinion, they're a pretty reasonable price and they're pretty water resistant. And they're gonna last you for a lot of other vacations. So those are down below in the description. If you wanna link to those, go ahead and grab them. We got the 50 liter and the 70 liter for our trip because we're doing 2 months. I don't believe we're going to have those both as carry-ons, maybe the 50 liter, which is something to consider. If you're going for a short time, I would maybe do a smaller one that you can have as a carry-on, but for us, we're going to need more than that for our trip, so we can't do the carry-on. Okay, the next thing is some sort of bag or backpack for your day trips. Whether you're staying in one city for your whole trip, whether you're visiting 20 cities, you're not gonna wanna bring all your luggage with you, and you're gonna wanna make sure you have maybe a coat in your backpack, or your wallet, or a water bottle, or a camera, all those different things. It's so nice and convenient to have some sort of backpack, especially if you do any sort of shopping, anything you wanna bring home, it's super convenient to put it in your backpack. For that, you may even consider getting the luggage locks too, just because pickpocketers are around and the last thing you wanna do is get some new pretty item and have it get stolen. So, but for sure bring a backpack or something similar in that nature. I have the one we like to use linked below. It's great for everything we need. Moving on. Bathrooms in Europe, to say the least, they're a little bit small. So sometimes it can be pretty nice to be able to get a toiletry bag that you're going to hook. It's gonna hang on something and it's gonna have different levels of stuff that fall down, so you can store on the bottom pouch your toothbrush and your toothpaste. In the next pouch, you can do face creams or whatever. It's just super nice and convenient. You can just hang that on the shower or on the wall. That way you're not taking up all the space because you probably won't have that much counter space. Guys, let me know if you've gotten value out of watching this video. Give it a like if you feel like it's helped you know what to pack. Tell me down in the comments what you're packing to Europe or what you are now going to pack because of this video. Go ahead and subscribe to the channel as well if you like what you've seen today. We're also gonna be posting many more videos on different tips and different subjects relating to travel, Europe, packing, anything of that nature, along with our experiences and vlogs while we're there and the things that we're doing to maximize our time in Europe. Hey, don't click off the video just yet because the last 2 things may save your life if you bring them. You may die if you don't. What I mean by that, bring certain medications if you have ones that you need from day to day, as well as all the normal stuff such as ibuprofen, or the things if your stomach's hurting a little bit, something to help you sleep. Your body goes through a lot of different stuff when you're traveling, even if it is just for a week. For a lot of you, you're probably going through time changes. So it's super helpful to have that. And last thing you wanna do is be stranded and be feeling terrible and have no medicine to help you out with that. So super nice and convenient to have it. A link is in the description below. If you want to just get this little organizer I have, you can put in a couple different pills, label it too. Looks super aesthetic as well. And lastly, when it comes to Europe, you're traveling. You're gonna be on the road. You're gonna be on a train, a plane, car. You're going and you're seeing different places. And sometimes it can get pretty boring. And especially if you can't sleep while you're on those different types of transportation, like myself, you're gonna want something to do. So get a book, get an ebook, something of that nature, or download some movies on your phone so you can watch them offline. Something so you're not dying of boredom on these long hour train rides, even though a lot of them are pretty. So you're gonna want something for that. Okay, that's all I have for you guys. Appreciate you a ton watching the video. Go ahead and subscribe to the channel as well if you like what you've seen today. We're also gonna be posting many more videos on different tips and different subjects relating to travel, Europe, packing, anything of that nature, along with our experiences and vlogs while we're there and the things that we're doing to maximize our time in Europe.